So hello everyone, I am Ms. Payal Tarale and I am working as a trainer at TechMinds Academy. I have done my masters in computer science and engineering and I have total 8 years of industrial experience in data science. Okay, so here at TechMinds, I will be teaching you guys, I will be training you guys in different modules of data science such as Excel, SQL, Power BI, etc. Okay, and in this session, we will be learning about the SQL module. What is exactly the SQL is and how the SQL is used to analyze the data stored in the databases. Okay, so here we will see what the basic introduction regarding the SQL, and we will take a very a simple topic regarding the SQL module so that you guys will get more idea about how we can like analyze the data stored in the database and how we can retrieve that data from the database. Okay, so first we understand what is exactly mean by the SQL. So SQL, the full form of SQL is the structured query language, and it is the programming language which is used for the databases. Okay, if you want to deal with the data which is stored in the databases, then you have to use this programming language which is SQL. So you guys must be familiar with the other programming languages such as C, C++, Java. Okay, these are also the different programming languages, but these languages are used to create some applications. Okay, but the SQL is not used to create any application. If you want to deal with the data, if you want to interact with the data which is stored in the databases, at that time you have to use this language which is the SQL language. Okay, it is the language which is used for databases only, which is used on the databases only. Now first we'll understand what is exactly mean by this word database. Okay, what is mean by the database? You have heard about this word, but we'll understand understand this keyword in detail. So like as you know that on daily basis most of the like large number of data has been generated. Okay, and this generated data is the unorganized information. This data is not in the organized format. So if you want to store this data in the organized format, we create databases. Okay, we have to store this data in the databases so that this data will be in the organized format. In the form of tables, we store this data in the databases in the form of rows and columns. Okay, so we can say that database is the organized collection of the data. Okay, all the data stored in the databases is in the standard format, and we have to store this data in the form of tables which contains rows and columns. So that is nothing but the databases. Okay, and it is managed by the database management system. So at organization level, each organization has their own databases. Okay, and all the data, all the files regarding to that organization get stored into that database. Okay, so if you are working in that particular organization as a data analyst, and as you know that the data analyst works on the data. Okay, so if that data is stored in database, then how you can interact with this with that data? Then you must know about the language which is used for the which is used for interacting with the data in the database. Okay, so if you want to, as a data analyst, if you want to deal with the data in the databases, if you want to retrieve that data, if you want to perform any operation on that data which is stored in the database, you must know the language, you must know the code that you have to write to interact with that data. Okay, and that language, that query, that code is nothing but the SQL language. Okay, so the SQL language is such a language which is used to interact with the data which is stored in the databases. Okay, so by using SQL language, like it is not something that there are you can perform different operations by using SQL language on the data which is present in the databases, such as you can you can create the table in the databases, you can add the data into the databases into the table, then you can update your data in the table, you can insert the data into the table, you can delete any record from the table, you can delete the database also from that database server. So there are different functions or different operations that you can perform by using this SQL language. Okay, so in this scope of lecture, like we will be learning about the different SQL functions, different SQL commands, then the SQL clauses, different clauses would be there, which are used to retrieve, which are used to access the data stored in the databases. Okay, so this is about the basic introduction regarding the SQL. By using SQL, we can deal with the data stored in the databases mainly. Okay, so this is about the basics of SQL. Now here in this session, we will be learning about the one of the topic in the SQL module. Okay, and in the scope of lecture, we will be using the SQL Server application to run the queries against the databases. Okay, so I will open the SQL Server Management Studio here. So this is my SQL Server Management Studio, and here I will connect with this SQL Server. Okay, so here on the left hand side you can see the different databases has been created. Okay, and like you can create the different databases here, then you can create different tables into that databases, and to retrieve the data from that tables, you can execute the query against those tables and can access that data from the table. Okay, so in detail you will be learning about the SQL, like what are the different commands in SQL, what are the different SQL supported functions, what are the clauses, all these things you will be learning in detail in this module. So here right now we will be taking one topic, which is the SQL operators. What are the SQL operators, SQL supported operators by using which we can access the data from the table. Okay, so I have already created one table in this database. Okay, in the master database, I have created one table. Okay, and on this table, I have already inserted the data. There's a data also present in that table. So by using the operator, we have to interact with that data and we have to access the data from that table by considering different situations. Okay, so here we are starting with the SQL operator topic. We will understand what are the different SQL operators, by using which which are the different SQL operators are there by using which we can retrieve the data. Okay, so the table is just a minute. So this is the table. The table name is employee 1 table, and this table I have created in the database in the SQL server, and to access the information from this table we will be executing the queries there. Okay, so to start with this topic, I have to before this I have to explain you the very common command in the SQL, which is the select command. Okay, so this command is very useful. Most of the queries in SQL you will be writing with the select command only. So we'll understand what is exactly the select command first, and then we'll start with the SQL operator topic. Okay, so the select command in SQL is used to retrieve the data from the table. If you have created one table in the SQL server in any particular database, and if you have inserted some records into it, now if you want to see this table, how exactly this table will look like in the output, you have to execute select command on that table. Okay, by just giving that table name in the select command, you can retrieve that table, you can retrieve all the records from that table in the output. Okay, so I have created this table and I have inserted these records into this table already in the SQL server. Now I want to see this table in the output. Now to retrieve, like to do the retrieval, for any retrieval purpose, you always have to consider, you always have to write the select command there. So as I want to see all the records in this table, so I will execute the select command there. So I just click on the database where my table is created. In the master database, my table has been created. So, and I'll click on new query. Okay. Here you have to write your SQL queries. You have to execute your SQL queries against all the tables created in the databases here. Okay, so here I am writing my query. The very first query to see the records of the employee table. Okay, so I will write the select command here to retrieve all the records from that table. So select, okay, this keyword, the name of that particular command is the select command. Select. Now I want to see the complete records from those table, from that table. Okay, so I will, if I want to see the complete record, the complete data from that table, so I will give star, select star, then from which table? Table name is employee 1. Okay, this is my table, and semicolon. You have to terminate each SQL query with the semicolon. Okay, so what will happen? Whatever the data is there in the employee table, that you will get to see in the output. Okay, so how to run this query now? So you have to select this query first, and there is the execute option. Okay, at the top. So you just have to click on this execute option, and you can see that all the records in that particular table has been retrieved in the output here. Now I can see all the records, whatever the records I have inserted into that table, I can see that records in the form of rows and columns here, in the form of table here. Okay, so to retrieve any data from the table, you can just execute select command against it, and after executing this command, you can see the data in the output. Now this is one scenario. Now what if I don't want to see the complete data from this table? I just want to see some of the columns from this table. Okay, suppose I want ID column, name column, then age column and salary column. Okay, I want only ID, name, age and salary column in the output table. So what I'll do here, you have to select only those columns in the select statement from that table. There's no need to specify the star symbol there or asterisk there. Asterisk means the complete data from this table will get selected. Now if I want only some of the columns from the table, then I will write the select command again, because I want to retrieve that data from the table. So the only command is which is in the SQL is the select command. There's only one command to retrieve the data from the table, which is the select command. Okay, so select. Now I want to retrieve only some of the columns from this table. So ID, name, then age column, and then salary column. Okay, and sorry, from which table? Employee 1 table. So this is my table name here, and semicolon. So like you have to again terminate this query with the semicolon. Now to execute this query, you have to select this query and click on execute. What will happen? Only these columns will get retrieved from this table, complete table. Okay, when I execute, now you can see that all the records are getting retrieved here, but just the columns that you are selecting in the select statement, only those columns are just a minute. Only those columns has been retrieved here. Okay, ID, name, age and salary. Whatever the column you select in the select statement, you can see that column's values in the output table. So in this way, by using the select statement, you can retrieve the complete table from the database, or you can retrieve only some of the columns from that table in the output table. Okay, so this is second situation. Now suppose I want to retrieve that record. I want to see the complete table again in the output. So I will just execute this query again, select star from employee. Okay, so this is my complete table here. So suppose I want to retrieve, so we'll consider another situation here. Suppose I want to see the records for the employees who's belonging to India. Okay, whose country is India. I want to retrieve only that record. I want to see like only those employees record in the output whose country is India, who belongs to India. Okay, now how we will write this query? Again, by using select statement only, you have to write that query, and you have to give like here one condition. Okay, because we are like retrieving only those employees record from the table whose country is India. So again, I will write select. And now I want the complete record. Okay, I want the complete columns from the table. So I will not specify any particular column. I will write star from employee. So that complete record for that employee, the complete record, the complete row will get retrieved from the table. Okay, so that's why select star from employee 1. This is my table. Now here I want to retrieve only the record for the employee whose country is India. So this is one condition here that you have to check while writing the query. And to specify that condition, there is one clause here in SQL Server, which is where clause. Okay, so in where clause, you have to specify that condition there. Okay, so I will write where clause after specifying the table name from employee 1, where, and what is the condition? Where country, just a minute, you have to write the proper column name there. Okay, where country equals to India. Okay, and as it is the string, or we can say it is the character value, text value, so we have to enclose this value in the single quotation. Okay, so when you specify this condition in where clause, what happens? The complete table get filtered according to this condition first. So whenever the country equals to India, this condition gets satisfied, only those records, those employees records will get retrieved in the output table. Okay, so when I execute this command, when I select this command and click on execute, now you can see that only those employees record, the complete record for those employees we can see in the output whose country is India here. So in this way, like you can specify any condition while writing the SQL query and can filter your table according whatever the data you want in the output table. Accordingly, you can filter your table. Okay, so in this way, you can specify any condition while writing the SQL query and can retrieve the data according to your need. Okay, so this is how we can use the select command while writing the SQL query, and it is very important command because most of the time we have to retrieve whatever the operation we are performing in that SQL query, and that operation if we want to see in the output, so we have to retrieve that particular like whatever the calculation we are performing, we have to retrieve that calculation in the output. So for retrieval purpose, there is only one command in SQL, which is select command. Okay, now as we are like you guys are I hope that you guys are familiar with this select command. So we'll start with the operator topic now, and we will see what are the different operators are there in SQL Server, and or we can say that what are the different operators supported by the SQL Server. Okay, so what is first, we'll understand what is exactly mean by the operator. So to retrieve the data stored in the databases, like if you want to retrieve any data stored in the databases by performing any calculation, or we can say by performing any logical operation, then at that time you have to make the use of different operators there. Okay, if you want to like retrieve the data from the table by checking any condition, so to check that condition you have to make the use of operator there. Okay, and we'll see what are the different operators are there which we have to use while checking the condition. Okay, so there are like different operators supported by the SQL Server. So arithmetical operators are there, then comparison operators are there, logical operators are there, and we will be seeing these operators in detail by by considering the various SQL queries. We will understand these operators. Okay, so the use of operator is if you want to retrieve the data from the table by performing any mathematical calculation, or by performing any or by checking any condition, or by performing any logical operation, then at that time you have to make the use of operators there. So the very first operator is the SQL arithmetic operator, and I think that you guys are familiar with these arithmetical operators, which are like very basic operators such as addition. This is the addition operator, subtraction operator, multiplication operator. For multiplication you have to use the asterisk symbol there, then the division operator and the modulus operator. So these are the different arithmetic operators supported by the SQL Server. Now we will see, so the same table I have created, like the table that you can see here, that this table I have created in the SQL Server by using create command, and I have inserted these records in this table by using the insert command. Okay, I have executed this command on the SQL Server, and that's why when I like retrieve the data from this particular table, I can see the records there in the output. Okay, and you will be learning this command in detail. They are very basic commands, okay, just to create and to insert the data into the table. So we'll be seeing this command in the SQL module. So right now we have to focus on the operators. So the table has been created in the SQL Server. Okay, we have the data, we have the table, and we have the data inside that table. Now we will consider different scenarios, and we will see how we can retrieve the data from this table. Okay, so the very first example is that here we are trying to perform addition operation to give all employees a bonus of 5,000 to their existing salary. Okay, so here I want to give, like, this is my like employees table here, which contains the salary column, and suppose I want to give 5,000 bonus to each employee. Okay, so it's not possible that manually I will like add 5,000 to each salary value and will calculate the final salary for each employee. It's not possible, because what if there would be 50 records, 60 records, or 100 records. So to do this like calculation for 100 records manually is very like time consuming. So what we'll do, we'll execute the query on this table on the salary column, and like by just writing the SQL query with the one line, you can like calculate the final price for all the employees there, and you will get the idea that what is the exact salary that you have to give to your employees. Okay, so here I have to give the 5,000 bonus to each employee there. So I have to add 5,000 to each salary value for all the employees. Okay, and I want to see that salary value in the output also. Okay, so we'll see how we can write this query. So here they have not mentioned that that you have to retrieve the complete columns from the table. Okay, you can retrieve any columns from the table, any necessary columns from the table, from which you can understand or you will get the information regarding the final salary value. Okay, so I execute this query. First, I again execute this statement so that you'll see the table in the output. Okay, so this is my table here. Now from this table, I will retrieve only ID, name. Okay, it's up to you. Whatever the column you want in the output, it's completely up to you. And from this column, you just have to like understand your output. Okay, you just get the proper output in the output table. Whatever the column you select in the select statement, it's up to you again. So here I will select ID, name, then age of that particular employee, and then existing salary value. What is the existing salary value? And the salary value, the final salary value. And in the final salary value, what calculation we have to do? We have to add 5,000 to each salary value there. Okay, so we'll write the query there. Select, and I will retrieve first the ID, then name, comma, age. You have to separate all the columns with the comma here. Okay, after age, I want salary. You can retrieve city and country column also if you want to in the output table. So salary column will give you the existing salary, comma, I want to see the final salary value also for each employee. And how we can calculate that final salary value after giving the bonus? I have to add 5,000 in each salary value. Okay, so this is the expression I have to write here, so that in each salary value 5,000 will get added to this existing salary value. Okay, so this value also I will get to see in the output because I am writing this expression in the select statement. Okay, that's why this calculated column also, this calculated values also I will get to see in the output. Okay, and then from which table we have to retrieve this information? From employee 1 table. Okay, and semicolon. This is my query here. Now when I execute this query, you have to select this query and you have to execute this query. Now see what you are seeing in the output. ID column is there as it is, name of the employees column is there as it is, age values for that employees, salary, existing salary column is there. Okay, what is the before giving the bonus, what is the base salary of that particular employee? These values are here. And after giving 5,000 bonus, what is the salary of that particular employee? That column is also calculated here by this expression. Okay, and to do this calculation, we are making the use of plus arithmetical operator here. We are just adding this 5,000 to this salary values here, and we are getting this final salary values here. Okay, in this column. And it says that no column name. Okay, here we have not specified any column name. That's why SQL server has given us no column name. So you can give column name to this. So wherever you are writing this expression for calculating this value, just give as keyword. As keyword is used to give any particular name to this expression, or we can see whatever the calculated column would be. If you want to give any name to this column, you have to just by which expression these values are getting calculated, for this expression just give any name by using as keyword. Okay, so as, or we can say the bonus salary. Bonus salary. Okay, and again when I execute this command, you can see that this column will get the name again, which is bonus salary. And now we can see that for Killen, you want to give this much salary after giving the bonus. Then for Ramesh, this much salary you have to give after giving the bonus. So like you'll get the final salary values for all the employees there by just executing this query. Without manually adding 5,000 in each salary value, we can just write this query against the employee 1 table, and we can get the bonus salary values for all the employees there. So in this way, like you can use the plus arithmetical operator while writing the SQL query. Now we will see another example, which is here we are performing the multiplication operation to give all employees 10% bonus on their salary. Okay, now I want to give 10% bonus. Here I want to give 10% bonus now for each employee on their salary. Okay, so to give 10% bonus, what I have to do? I have to multiply the salary values with 1.10. so that whatever the salary value would be, that would be the bonus salary for that employee. So it means we have to make the use of what we can say multiplication operator here, okay, which is the asterisk symbol. Okay, now we will write the query here. So again, I will select the same column in the output. Select ID. I want ID column, then name column. Then each column की ज़रूरत नहीं है, so there's no need to take the each column. We'll take address or we can say the country column. Let me see. There's the country column. Yes, there's the country column. Okay, I will retrieve the country column in the output, and then salary column, existing salary, and then the bonus salary. Now how we will get the bonus salary? We have to multiply the bonus salary, sorry, not the bonus, the existing salary, we have to multiply it with 1.10. okay, it means that the 10% bonus we are giving for each salary value there for each employee. Okay, so we will get existing salary value also in the output, as well as the bonus salary, which is calculated by this expression after giving 10% bonus to each employee. Okay, that salary value also you will get to see in the output. And we will give this column a new name. As you know that if you don't give any name to this calculated column, then you will see no column name by the SQL server. So if you give any name while writing that expression only, so again bonus salary. Okay, so you will see that name in the output table, that column name for this calculated value in the output table. And then from which column, sorry, from which table? Employee 1 table and semicolon. Now when you execute, select this query and click on execute. What will happen? It will give you the bonus salary value. It will apply like this expression. First ID column will get retrieved as it is. Name column for that employees will get retrieved in the output. Country column, now you can see the countries for this particular employees has been retrieved here. Then the existing salary values for all the employees has been retrieved here. And the bonus salary has been calculated by this expression now. Okay, salary values is getting multiplied with 1.10 to get 10% bonus. Okay, so these are the like bonus salary, final salary value after like performing this calculation. And this is the bonus salary that you have to give to each employee in that organization after giving 10% bonus. Okay, so instead of calculating this bonus salary manually for each employee, you can like just execute this query of one line and just specify that particular expression to calculate that bonus salary, and you will give you'll get the bonus salary in the output. Okay, so you will get that data, calculated data in the output table. And here we are making the use of the multiplication arithmetical operator here to calculate the bonus salary. Okay, so in this way, like you can use any arithmetical operator to calculate any value while writing the query, and or we can say that to retrieve the data from the table. If you want to perform any calculation there, then you can do this by using these arithmetical operators. Okay, now we will see the next query, which is, it says that we are using this modulus. This operator is the modulus operator to find out employees having an even employee ID. Okay, so from the table here, I don't want to perform any calculation. I just want to find the employee who is having even ID. Okay, whatever the employees are there in this table are here in this table. So whatever the ID for that employee is, if that ID is even, only that employee's record I want to see in the output. Okay, so what is the logic that we can create here to find out the odd or to find out the odd not the odd, the even IDs from the table. So what we can do, even number, how we can find out? If that particular number is completely divided by 2, then that number is the even number. And if that number is not completely divided by 2, then that is not the even number. Okay, so completely divided, if any number is getting completely divided by 2, then we will get 0 in the remainder. Okay, every time when any particular number is like completely divided by 2, so all the time we will get 0 in the remainder. Okay, so here modulus operator, when you apply modulus operator on any two number, it will perform division operation only, but it will return whatever you are getting in the remainder. Okay, whatever we are getting in the remainder, whatever value we are getting in the remainder, that is the output of the modulus operator. Okay, so here what we can do, we can like divide ID values with the 2 Okay, and suppose if we are getting 0 in the remainder, it means that that value is the even id. Okay, that particular id is the even id. And if that value is not, if we are not getting 0 in the remainder, it means that that value is not completely divided by 2 there. It means that value is odd value. Okay, so here we are checking the condition that when id is completely divided by 2 and when we are getting the 0 in the remainder, at that time when this condition gets satisfied, only those ids record, whatever the id value is there, only that id's record will get retrieved in the table. Okay, so here we are just checking this condition to find out whether the id value is even or odd. If it is even, it is complete, it will get completely divided by 2. Okay, and we will get 0 in the remainder. So 0 equals to 0, condition gets true there, and that particular id's record will get retrieved in the output. If like this condition will get checked for all the id values here. Okay, so when I'll just execute this query and I explain it here on the SQL server. So first I retrieve, okay, I just take this record only because it contains the IDs. So I write the query first, SQL select, just a minute, select star from employee 1. Okay, employee 1, and here I am checking the condition. Here I am not performing any calculation. Okay, I don't want to see any calculated data in the output. That's why I am not writing any expression in the select statement. Here I just want to check the condition that whether that particular id value is divided by 2 or not. If it is divided by 2, it means it is even number because we will be getting 0 in the remainder. Okay, and if it is not divided by 2, completely divided by 2, at that time we will not get 0 in the remainder. Okay, so here id mod 2 if equals to 0, then only that particular id's record will get retrieved in the output. Now you guys get the question that why we are not using the division operator there, why id divide by 2, why we are not checking this condition like this, because the division operator returns the result for the operand. Okay, divisor, dividend and operand, whatever you will get in the operand, that result will get retrieved. But modulus operator, what it will do, it will retrieve or it will return the output in the remainder. Whatever you are getting in the remainder, that value will get returned as an output. So here we want always 0 in the remainder. If we are getting 0 in the remainder and the remainder value will get returned by the modulus operator, so that's why we are using modulus operator here to perform this division. Okay, here to perform this division here. So that's why what happens, the first 1 get considered here, 1 mod 2, 1 divided by 2, 1 is not completely divided by 2 here. So we will not get 0 in the remainder. So this condition will become false. Then 2 will consider here, 2 mod 2, 2 is completely divided by 2 and we will get 0 in the remainder. So 0 equals to 0, condition gets true. Then for 2, whatever the id, like id is 2 here, and for 2 id, the complete record will get retrieved in the output. Then for 3 again this condition will get checked. Then for 4, so whenever we are getting 0 in the remainder, because as modulus operator we are using here to check this condition, so we have to consider the remainder value only. Okay, the SQL server will consider the remainder only, and if that remainder is 0 and if 0 equals to 0, then that particular id's record will get retrieved in the output. Okay, so when I execute this statement, you will see that only 2, 4 and 6, these id values are there in the table which are completely divided by 2, and these are the even numbers records. Okay, even IDs employees record here. So here we are getting the correct output we are getting the correct records in the output. Here we are retrieving the even IDs employees record in the output here by just checking this condition. Okay, so don't get confused here why I am using modulus operator here to perform this division, because I want the remainder result. Okay, and that remainder result, if that remainder result is 0 always, it means that that number is completely divided by 2 there. That's why I'm using this modulus operator here instead of division. If you use division there, then you will get the division operator will return operand result in the output. Okay, and we don't want the operand result, we want the remainder result, and to want the remainder result we have to use the modulus operator here. So these are nothing but the in this way you can use different arithmetical operators while writing the SQL query, and can perform the calculation and can check the condition and retrieve the data accordingly in the output. Okay, so this is about the arithmetical operator. Now we will see the comparison operator. Okay, what are the different comparison operators supported by SQL Server? So the comparison operators are again used to check any particular condition while retrieving the data. So to retrieve, while retrieving the data, if you want to check any condition, then at that time you have to use the comparison operator there. And these are the different comparison operators supported by the SQL Server. Equals to, this is equals to comparison operator, less than, greater than, less than equals to, greater than equals to, and then this is the symbol for not equal to. Okay, so first we will understand, like let's see the different examples here now for the comparison operator. So first example is, in the following query we are retrieving to perform the equal to operator to retrieve all the employees with age equal to 23. Okay, I want to see only those employees record in the output whose age is 23. Okay, I don't want to see the complete table in the output, the complete records in the table in the output. I just want to see only those employees whose age is 23. Okay, so I will retrieve again the same table you have to consider here. We have created the same, on the same table we have to execute this query, and we want to retrieve the employees who's having age 23. Okay, so now we will execute this query. So select, now I want the complete record from the table. So I will specify star or asterisk there. From which table? Employee 1 table. Okay, and the condition that we have to check here, that where age column or age value should be equal to 23. Okay, so where that condition you have to specify in the where clause, where age equals to 23. So whenever this condition gets true, at that time whatever the record for that particular employee who is having age 23, that record will get retrieved in the output. Okay, so before executing this statement, I will execute this statement first. So you can see this is the complete data from the table. Now when we apply this, like when we execute this query, what will happen? First, this condition get checked. According to this condition, the complete table get filtered here. Okay, so just see what are the records for the 23 age value. So this record for Komal and for Chaitali, these two records are there with the age value 23. Okay, so when for these two records this condition gets true, and their complete record will get retrieved in the output. Okay, because we are selecting star here, we are writing asterisk here, so that it means that their complete column values, their complete row will be retrieved in the output table. So when I just select this statement and click on execute, now you can see that that particular you can see in the age column you can see only the age value 23 and their respective ID, name, city, then country, salary, joint date, whatever the different columns are there for that particular age value record. Okay, those record will get retrieved in the output. If you specify any particular column here, so instead of retrieving all the record, only those column value you can see. Okay, for example, suppose I don't want to see the complete record, I want to see just some of the columns. So instead of writing the star, I will write, suppose I want ID of that particular employee, name, and age value, and country. Okay, only this record I want to see in the output for this condition. Okay, so what will happen? It will not retrieve the complete record here. It will retrieve just these columns there. Now, when you execute this statement, you can see that only ID, name, age, and country will get retrieved for the employee whose age is equal to 23. If you specify asterisk, it will retrieve the complete record from the table. Okay, this is how we can make the use of equals to comparison operator while writing the SQL query. Now we will see another example. It says the following query retrieves all the rows from all the records from the employee table when the age is greater than 20. Okay, now I want to see only those employees in the output. I want to check how many number of employees are there whose age is greater than 20. Okay, so I will check that condition again while writing the query in the where clause, and depending upon this condition, the table will get filtered, and those records who satisfies this condition, only those records will get retrieved. Okay, so I will write the query here. Again, I have to retrieve the complete record from the table. So I will give a star there. Select star from which table? Employee 1 table. Okay, from employee 1 table, I have to select this data. And by which condition you have to filter your table? Where age column greater than 20. Okay, let me see, greater, yeah, greater than 20. So, and semicolon. So your table will get filtered according to this condition, and whatever the age values are there which are greater than 20, for those values the complete record of employee get retrieved. Okay, so just select this query and execute it. Now you can see that first see the age column. You can see in the age column, you can see the total age values are greater than 20 here. All the values are greater than 20 here, and their respective employee record, their respective employee ID, name, city, country, salary value, join date value, all the records, respective records for that age value are getting retrieved here in the output. Okay, so just by checking this condition, whatever the value would be in the age column, that value satisfies this condition. That's why its record, the complete record has been retrieved here in the output table. So in this way, we can find out that there are total 4 records in the table for the employee whose age is greater than 20. Okay, so by considering different conditions and by using different operators while checking that condition, you can retrieve the particular data in the output. Okay, now we will see the next operator. Suppose I want to find out the employee's record whose salary is less than 50,000. Okay, now these total number of employees I want to see in the output whose salary is less than 50,000. So here again you have to check the condition. Select here I want the complete record from in the output. So I will write select star from employee 1 table, and the condition is where salary column is there. See, you can see the salary column is there in the table. So where salary less than 50,000. I want to see how many employees are there in the table whose salary values are less than 50,000. So just select this statement and execute it. Now you can see the salary values, all the salary values are less than 50,000, and you can the respective records for that particular salary values has been retrieved in the output table. So these are the total employees whose salary is less than 50,000. Okay, in this table. Now we can see in so here to check the condition, I am making the use of I'm using the less than operator here to check this condition and retrieving the data desired data from the output. Okay, now we will see another example. So it says that retrieve all the employees whose age is either less than or equal to 22. Okay, age should be it should be either 21 or it should be less than 21. Okay, so you have to make the use of less than equal to operator here to check this condition, and then whatever the age value satisfies this condition, when the condition gets true, and for this value the complete record of employee will get retrieved in the table. Okay, so in this way you can execute this query also, and we will see the next query, which is here we try to retrieve all the employee whose age is not equal to 23. Okay, the first condition is whose age is not equal to 23, and then it says that also salary is not equal to this value. So here we have to check two conditions here. Okay, first is age is not equal to 23 and salary value also not equal to this value. Okay, so we have to check two conditions here in the where clause, and we will see how we can check this condition. So here again select, I want to see the complete record in the output. So select star from which table? Employee 1, the same table we are considering here. And you have to specify this condition in the where clause only. Okay, where the first condition is age not equal to, for not equal to, what is the symbol? This is the symbol supported by the SQL. Okay, so this symbol you have to write for not operator, not equal to. Okay, not equal to, what is 23? So age not equals to 23, and you have to join the second condition with the AND operator here. And what is the second condition? Salary is not equal to this value. So I will write and salary again not equals to 25,550, this value, and semicolon. So what will happen here? Till now we were specifying just one condition in the where clause. Okay, but here we are specifying two conditions. And if you specify two conditions in where clause, you have to join these two conditions by using and, or different logical operators are there which are used to join multiple conditions in the where clause. So here we are joining these two conditions by and clause because both the condition should get true. If both the condition get true, the complete result will get true here because T and T, what is the final output? T there. Okay, T means true. So when the complete scenario is true here, that particular employee's record will get retrieved from the table. Okay, so when age value is not equal to 23, and for that age value, if the salary is also not equal to this value, then the complete condition will get true here, and that particular employee's record will get retrieved in the output. Okay, so when you execute this, when as we are specifying and operator here to join these two conditions, so what will happen when both the conditions are true, at that time only the complete record will get retrieved. Okay, if one condition is true, one is false, then and will give you the false result because T and F, it will be F in the final output. And F and T, again it will be F in the final, which is false in the final output. For and to give the true output, there must be all the conditions must be true there. Okay, then only we will get the true as a final output by and operator. So here I execute this query. Now you can see these are the three records which satisfies these two conditions here. And you can see that their age value not equals to 23. See, you can see that these values are not equals to 23 here, means the condition gets true here every time for the age value, and the salary values are also not equals to these value. Okay, so for the salary value also this condition gets true. Okay, so both the condition will get true for these three records, and that's why these three records are retrieved in the output. So in this way, you can check multiple conditions also by using the logical operators such as and, or, to retrieve the particular data in the output. So this is about the comparison operators, different comparison operators. So by using the operators, you can specify the condition while writing the query, and you can retrieve the particular output in the table. Okay, now the third operator is the logical operator, and I will the main operator I will explain here regarding the logical operator, and you will be seeing this operator in detail in the SQL module. So and operator we have already seen. Okay, here in this example only we have seen the and operator, that logical operators first we see what is exactly the logical operator. So logical operators are used to combine the multiple conditions while writing the SQL query. Okay, if you want to manipulate the result of multiple conditions while writing the SQL query, at that time you have to make the use of logical operator there. Just like the previous example that we have seen where we were joining the two conditions by using this logical operator and. Okay, so the main purpose of logical operator is to combine or to manipulate the result of multiple conditions. Okay, so the and operator is there, in operator is there, between operator is there, different logical operators are there. So we'll see 2 or 3 example for this logical operator. So and operator, for and operator we have already seen one example. So we will see the example for in operator now, in logical operator. So what is the use of in operator? So by using in operator, you can specify multiple values in the where clause. Okay, so you can give any list in the in operator in the where clause. So in operator is used to specify multiple values in the where clause, and whenever the match for these values, whatever the value you are specifying in the in operator, whenever you get the match, whenever the SQL server get the match for this value in the table, for these values the records will get retrieved in the output. Okay, so we will consider one scenario for the in operator, that so write a query to return all the records of employee belonging to India and USA. I want to see only those records in the output table for the employees who are belonging to India and USA. So I will write this query by using in operator, and I will specify those values India and USA to the in operator. So whenever the SQL server get match, will find the match for India and USA values in the country column, that record will get, complete record will get retrieved in the output. Okay, so I'll write the query here. So select Now I want to retrieve the complete table from the output here. So select star from, that's why I will specify the star. Okay, then from table name. Okay, table name is employee 1. From employee 1, where now for which column we have to check the condition here? For country column, because when the country is India and when the country is USA, at that time only that particular employee's record should get retrieved in the table. Okay, so where I will write country and then I will write in operator, country in opening bracket. Here you have to specify the least here. As I told you that in operator, by using in operator, you can specify multiple values in the where clause. Okay, so here which two values you have to specify here? First is the India and comma, second value is the USA. Okay, bracket complete, semicolon. So what happens here? The in operator check that in the country column, whenever the in operator finds this value India and USA, whenever it will find the match for India and USA value, the SQL server, what SQL server will do? It will check whatever the values you are specifying to the in operator, it will check for those values in the country column, and whenever it will find the match for India and USA, those records for that particular employees get completely retrieved in the output table. So when I just execute this statement, this query, you can see that all the records, all the employees records who are belonging to India and USA are getting retrieved in the output table. So in this way, by using in operator, you can specify multiple values here and these values get matched for whatever the column you are specifying these values will get matched, will get checked in that particular column, and whenever the match will found for that particular country value, the complete record will get retrieved in the output. So in this way, you can use the in operator, in logical operator, to retrieve the data in the table. And then we will see the last logical operator, which is the between operator. Okay, how to use the between operator? So between operator, if you want to specify the range value while checking the condition, if you want to specify the range to check the condition, at that time you have to use the between operator there. Okay, by using between operator, you can specify the range there, and in that range the complete records will get retrieved. Okay, so here first scenario is that I want to retrieve the record for all the employees whose IDs are between 1 and 4. Okay, I want to retrieve all, I want to see all those employees in the output. I want to see the record of all those employees in the output whose IDs are between 1 and 4. So let's see how we can write this query. So select, just a minute, select star from, I want to see the complete record. That's why I am selecting the star there, from employee 1 column table. Okay, then we have to write where ID column, I want to apply this range on ID column. Okay, by using between operator, where ID between 1 and 4. Okay, so including 1 and 4, in between 1 and 4, whatever the numbers are there. Okay, so if that number are present in ID column, so for that ID column, for that ID values, the complete record will get retrieved in the output. Okay, so what will happen when we execute this query? The SQL server will look for 1 and 4 because by using between operator, we are specifying this range here. Okay, so in the ID column, including 1 and 4, in between, including 1 and 4, and in between 1 and 4, what are the different numbers are there? If that number are present in the ID column, okay, so for that numbers, for that ID values, the complete record will get retrieved. So when I execute this statement, you can see that for 1, 2, 3 and 4, for all these ID values are present in the table. That's why for all these values in between the range 1 and 4, the complete record for that particular employee has been retrieved in the table. Okay, so in this way, by considering different comparison operator, by considering different logical operator and arithmetical operator, we can perform the various logical operation, logical manipulation, then various calculation, and we can retrieve the data in the output. Okay, so in this way, these are the different operators supported by the SQL server. So I hope that you guys understand this very basic concept of SQL server. Okay, and the in detail, like different SQL clauses, different SQL commands, then join subqueries, the advanced function supported by this SQL language, that will be seeing in detail in this module. Okay, and the basic commands as well as the advanced SQL topics also we are covering here in this module. So I hope you guys understand this topic, and I look forward for you all to join the TechMinds Academy. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.